All right, welcome to Tribe Talk, everybody. We're excited to have you back, and we got a special treat today because we have double the number of guests that we normally do. So first off, we're glad to welcome back to the show Chris. Chris is one of our account directors. So Chris, where are you hailing from today?
Today I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina.
But typically you're residing in the Northeast.
Yes, I'm up in Jersey City, so right outside of New York City area.
And then we're also joined by Ashley. Ashley is one of our growth specialists, and she brings a specific level of Google experience to the call, which we'll be diving into a little bit later. And Ashley is also located in North Carolina. So welcome, Ashley.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Cool. So speaking of Google, let's go ahead and dive in. Actually, I know you're bringing an update for us on the Google front in regards to a metric that we actually talk about quite a lot with our clients. Why don't you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so here to talk about average position, and that's something that everybody's so interested in knowing. Like, most clients want to be first in the search results, organically and paid, but guess what? It's going away. You won't know what your average position is anymore. Towards the end of the year, Google is going to sunset this metric, and they're going to push more of it's a metric now to where you could know whether you're in the top of the search results. And there is a metric that they're saying they're going to bring out that's called absolute, which could give you an idea of how many times you're in the first position, but you won't actually know your true position in the results anymore.
Gotcha. So with that change, a lot of brand marketers have talked about the need to be present even if you're not getting the clicks. Do you have any thoughts or recommendations for those marketers who have traditionally been trained on, hey, I need to be in the top 3, or I need to be in the top 2 to be above the fold, or something like that? Like any shift in mindset that we need to see that goes with that?
So in my personal opinion, I believe that this is Google's way of pushing advertisers to use their auto bidding strategies. And what we've seen with these strategies before is that most of the time, to get the best results, you're actually not in the first position. We see them averaging around like the second position. So I think that this is just a way of showing that the first position isn't as important as people believe it truly is.
Excellent. Yeah, it's a big shift because that average position has been around for a very long time. And so depending on how long you've been working on Google, it may be kind of like losing a security blanket in some sense. So thank you for bringing us that update, and good for us to know. Chris, you're shifting gears to a completely different type of operation. We're not talking about text. We're not talking about Google. We're talking about Pinterest. So what have you got for us today?
Yeah, so I wanted to bring this new feature that Pinterest just rolled out. I'm not sure if it's actually fully rolled out to all sort of advertisers and platforms and versions, but it's called Complete the Look. And so this new search feature is a way of Pinterest kind of evolving what you would call just search in general. And so what they're doing is allowing users to do image searches, visual searches, but contextually. And so what they've done is built this sort of technology that takes context such as outfits, body type, seasons, indoor, outdoor, that type of thing, and returns queries that are sort of related to that. So for example, if you were looking at a pin of a pair of shoes, but it was on sort of an outfit of a full influencer, they'll give you search results that kind of fit or complete the look of that sort of look, that outfit. And the reason this is big is if you think about sort of this idea of the evolution of search, where at first it was just keyword queries, right? So if I just searched shoes, I come up with shoes. And then there was sort of this idea of sort of visual searches. So those traditional visual searches would just return images that were similar to the thing that you're searching for. So I search for an image of shoes, it's just going to be similar shoes to that. But really what people are looking for is what's going to complete that look. It's the additional step to that. And so I brought this here today because I think it's sort of an indication of where Pinterest is going. They've kind of been a little bit of a sleeper here, but recently for a lot of our clients here at Ember Tribe, we're starting to recommend it more. And we're just seeing sort of the maturity of that platform come about and kind of match up to some of the top players in the space.
So obviously, this is a big opportunity for those who are selling apparel. Even the naming of it, the branding of it, Pinterest is clearly targeting, people who are selling those full outfits and those opportunities. Is there any other place you see this being super relevant or important at this time?
Yeah, so this is kind of interesting because I'm not sure. I think it's yet to be seen how this affects sort of their organic side of it and their paid side of it. So you saw with like Instagram coming out with the buy button and you being able to sort of put your product catalog on organic posts, but something that's they're still kind of working on with the paid side of it. And so I think that there's some sort of remains to be seen here in terms of how they're going to do that. But you can just kind of see, or there's something to be said, there are implications for the trends that they're going towards, this idea that they're going to be sort of using machine learning or AI to complete some of this stuff for you. So the barriers of you kind of checking out and purchasing are just less and less, right? So like there's less kind of steps for you adding to cart, making the match, and them just kind of taking care of that for you. And so we'll see how that kind of plays out with these platforms.
Yeah, so the contiguous thread this morning is more reliance on automation, whether it be auto bidding strategies with Google and taking more control of your hands, or automated shopping, really, with Pinterest, or automated completion of purchasing. So very interesting. Guys, thanks so much for bringing those updates. Super helpful. And as always, we ask you to subscribe, comment, like, share, work all the social buttons. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time on Tribe Talk.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.